Artlist.io.
Same shit, different day. If I'm getting paid, then you know I'm on the way. Pushing PCH, crib feeling like a cage. TVs in the whip and they playing Soul Train, yeah. Gold chain hanging from my chest. Rocking bell bottoms, baby.
Jamming. I don't know the song, but it's jamming. Listen, guys, how y'all doing tonight? You already know it's your girl Corey Love back with another Carefree Cinema conversation. And tonight, I'm excited. As always, y'all know I get excited about every single interview that I do, every conversation that I have with the phenomenal independent people in the independent film. So if this is your first time, thanks for joining your girl tonight. I am Corey Love. And if you're a returning guest, thanks for always rocking with you, girl. You already know my motto. If there were no you, there will be no Corey Love show. So thank you. And if you're not already following me, make sure you follow me on all platforms at The Corey Love Show and Corey Love TV on YouTube. My platform is a positive space for all things Black independent film. And I keep it real, but I stay positive at the same time. So tonight we're going to be speaking with actress, life coach, queen. Like really, she's a queen. Like she was crowned a queen in real life. And just to name a few of her talents, Pamela Ricardo. So if you're not following her, you're not aware of her, you're going to get to know her tonight. So make sure you stay tuned for the entire show. Your host, Corey Love. Hey, that's me. Y'all knew that was me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our guests on right away. You know, I like to get them going so we can get it pumped and get it started. Hey, Pamela.
Hey,
Thank you so much for being a guest tonight on the show.
My pleasure.
And I don't do the regular, tell people who you are and what you do. No, we're going to just jump right on into the questions. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it rolling. They're going to get to know who you are as soon as I start with these questions, right?
But let's do it.
So I just recently saw Pamela in a film UnRaveled. It's an Al Robbins film, bottom of the Net Filmswork, and she played the lead role. And we're going to get into that and talk about that a little bit. But you're Afro-Latina. And you're from Brooklyn originally. How you say it? Say it with your New York accent.
Brooklyn? My Brooklyn?
Nah, that ain't how y'all say it.
I'm a peachy too, though. So it's like I'm kind of,
Yeah, okay. So you ain't got to, okay, we got you. So you say it Southern. You say it a little Southern.
I'm definitely an apple peach.
For sure. How long you been in Atlanta?
But I came to Atlanta when I was 9. But I moved back to New York when I was in my 20s to go to school for film. So I got to kind of experience it more when I went back there by myself, taking it all in. So, yeah.
Okay. So being an Afro-Latina from Brooklyn, living in Atlanta, are you Puerto Rican or Dominican?
So my father's side is Puerto Rican and Black. On my mother's side, we have Portuguese, Italian, and Black, and Caucasian. So being that I grew up mostly with my mother, I really and she was from Florida. She kind of had a Southern twang about her. She wore like cowgirl hats and liked horses and the whole shebang. I think I may have resonated more with that piece of me. The country girl kind of. More like on the bohemian, big hair, kind of different.
Nice.
But I think I'm kind of a chameleon because when I lived in New York in my 20s, I did feel like I was embracing the Puerto Rican side of me more. I was around a lot more Latinos. And so I was kind of in my own element there a little bit. So I think it just depended on where I live, that part of me shows.
That you adapt to where, that makes sense. You gotta, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do, like they always say. But do you speak Spanish at all?
Girl, not really. I can understand it better than I can speak it. I know. Don't tell them. Look, y'all, don't judge me.
We're gonna cut this part out.
Just cut this whole part of this segment. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Yeah. But that's okay. That's okay. Because it's okay. We're gonna leave it at that.
That's it. That's it.
Now, people call, this is a new thing where everybody calls every woman, "Hey queen, hey sis," and all that, cute stuff or whatever, a woke stuff, I guess you will say. And you're actually like, you were crowned a queen, like for real. You were Miss Black Manhattan, 2009, right?
Yes.
Now, so as a queen, now you're an actress. Do you feel like, I know as being a queen, my daughter was a pageant queen. You have, it helps you to build your confidence and your presence in the public and stuff like that. Do you feel like any of that helped you where you at now as an actress?
Oh, most definitely. I had no idea that a girl like me could ever be a beauty queen. I don't care what anybody says. Sometimes you get the compliments from people throughout. You're like, "Oh, you're pretty, you're this," or whatever. But if you don't truly feel it, then you really don't receive it. You might say thank you, but you don't really receive it. So when I got in pageants, I was going up against women who I was thinking like I was out of my element. I'm going up against astronauts. These girls have both their parents in their life. They come from, they're in great colleges. They have lived different lives than me. They have more foundation than me. I came from, my family was very, very shaky upbringing for myself. And just thinking of all of my upbringing, I think I would use my upbringing as a way to make myself feel less than. And I never felt like I could. And because everyone around me during the pageant was just so successful in my eyes, I couldn't even see past them to see myself. And so the day of the pageant, their moms all showed up for them. I was by myself. I was doing my own hair and makeup. They had people helping them. I used my last little store credit from like the mall to like get my dress on clearance. I was struggling. The entire process was such a struggle for me. And when I was crowned, the look on my face, I wish I had the picture to give you, is utter shock. It's like, me? Because when they named the first runner up, I was like, dang, I didn't even get first runner up. And I had counted myself out because I assumed if I was going to place, it would be like third, if anything. So
you see that?
Out, second place came. I said, good for her. And I was just waiting to see who was first place. I knew it wasn't me. And I was like, who is it? And they said my name. And I was just like, how? I felt like the least likely in the room.
Oh, wow.
But I remember that day because I was myself and I had no other choice. The questions they asked, I only could answer them as me. They didn't tell you what they're going to ask you ahead of time. They didn't tell you what to expect. So I just did every part of it as myself. And when I got crowned for being me, that's when my confidence grew. I realized at that moment being me was good enough. And it went into my acting and went into every part of me, honestly. I mean, it took me time to get the confidence I needed to handle these men's. But when it came to my career, I started to have confidence in myself a lot more than I had before. That's for sure.
You see that? That's so amazing how you said that. You looking like, okay, it's not going to be me, but look at how that worked out and look at where you are now. You have, when I looked at your IMDb, you have quite a few films, like a lot, like more than 10, more than 20. You've been doing this thing for a while.
For a little while. It'll be almost 15 years this year.
How did you get started?
I was working at Nordstrom while I was simultaneously trying my second hand at going to college. And I was in school at that time for fashion merchandising. Rewind, I went to Clark Atlanta for like a semester and was trying to study psychology because I wanted to be a therapist. Couldn't afford school worth the doggone, so I had to get on up out of there. And ended up taking a break from that, went to fashion school. While I was in fashion school, I simultaneously got a job at Nordstrom and was working my way up. I wanted to be a buyer. I said, cool, I know how to forecast. Let's get these departments together. So I was on that trajectory. And one of my coworkers, one day we were on lunch and I was at lunch. He came up to me. He goes, I have a problem. I was like, what? He was like, I'm doing this stage play and the main girl she's pregnant. She can't do it anymore. And I was like, dang, that sucks. He was like, but I want you to play her. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't act. He's like, no, we're going to teach you. And I was like, you're going to teach me. So I dedicated, we used to get off at like 6:00 on Sundays. So we would all leave the mall and go to his house and go through rehearsals. And they taught me how to act. They showed me the ropes. And it was like a bigger role because she was like the main character. And I had never acted. And theater is difficult too because you can't be messing up.
I know. I know.
Like,
I have heard some stories.
Yeah. It's very nerve-wracking. And I just remember the day of the play just being so I don't know if I was even nervous. I just felt like this is new. Let's see what happens. And I loved it so much that when everybody was gone and the play was over with, I remember just standing there looking up at the sky and saying, God, I'm going to do this forever. And a week later, I got laid off at Nordstrom. About a week later, this was in 2008 when things were just falling apart all over the place.
Yeah.
So 2008, our store was just doing really, really bad and we weren't making any money. And so they were laying people off left and right. And my job went away. And they had to still pay me like a little something. I think it was like $350 a week or something crazy. But it was enough for me to like take my butt to New York because my lease was up at my apartment. I had nothing to lose. And I was feeling this acting bug come in. So I moved to New York. I had a little bit of money saved up. And I moved to New York and hopped in a conservatory and started taking acting classes and just became an extra. And was on set. And I was like, this extra stuff ain't going to cut it. I need some lines.
Right. So you were really going up the and now over 30 films later with more to come. Imagine that. Like, when you said I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life, you really were telling the truth because you've been doing a lot.
Thank you.
Now, so I know that you've appeared in like major shows, shows with major stars, major shows, of course. Now, what's something unexpected that you have learned on those sets? Because you went to the conservatory, you've been studying acting, you've been taking your classes, coaching, and all of that. But with the different, I guess avenues, with indie and major films, what is something unexpected you've learned from those sets, the mainstream ones?
That's a great question. I think what I've learned over time in general, but also on the major sets, is everyone has their own process and you just got to respect it. You know what I mean? Like some artists can learn their lines while they're home. They come to set and they want to play and talk. Some actors don't want to be bothered. They want to be in their trailer until they're called. And then when they get to set, it's business, And it's really important as an actor that you respect other people's processes, especially in proximity to your lead. If your lead is not the type of lead that wants to rehearse over and over and over and over, you have to respect that and just know that what you've done on your own is enough and trust the process and let the director say, hey, let's do the rehearsals. Let the director pay attention to your lead. And because they set the tone for the movie or the show. And you want to respect their process because they're carrying and they need space sometimes. And I learned that from watching Jasmine Guy. I learned that from watching Anika Nani Rose. I learned that from watching the people that I admired growing up. Just even when I was an extra, I watched how the leads prepared themselves. Sometimes they just would be in the corner and they don't want nobody, no extras talking to them and whatever. And then sometimes I see a star and they're laughing up with the extras and making jokes and they can do it. They have the capacity to do it. But sometimes they don't.
Yeah. I like that. Kiki said, respect the process, which is true. I like that you said that. So that's true. Cause some people they want to be quiet. That's their like zone. They're zoned in their spaces. I don't want it to be interrupted. So
that's me.
I was just about to say, what's your process? Okay.
I don't like being bothered, and it's not to be mean or stuck up or rude or anything. But I take it so serious. When we cut for the day, love you, kisses, hugs, have a great night, see you tomorrow, boom, boom. You got a birthday party, I'll come, whatever. But when I'm clocked in on set, I'm locked in.
Zoned in. Yeah.
Totally, 100%. I don't have it in me to goof off. And that's just not me.
Right.
Yeah. So don't be mad
at me. Don't be mad. She's telling you now. But you said on stage, your first acting gig was on stage, not on stage, but like stage play. And a lot of people that I've had conversations with, they always say it's different because it's no cut. It's keep going. You got to figure it out. So you've done stage, you've done TV, and of course you've done film. And I say film and TV because a lot of people don't know that it's different. Film is one thing, TV is another thing. What do you feel is the difference? How you prepare for each one? Because you just said that you want to be zoned in, but maybe TV is easier. Film, you got to be zoned in. Stage is, hey, if I mess up, I mess up anyway. So how do you prepare?
It's a scary place to be. I forgot a line one time on the stage play, and baby, the way I had to walk back and forth across that stage until it came back to me. I was like, what am I doing right now? And it's crazy because I didn't follow my own way of getting ready. I was helping everybody else get ready. It threw my process off. Nevertheless, everyone did a great job, and I was helpful, and I'm thankful that I got to be that for those people. But I jacked my own self up. But the difference for me that I feel with film and TV is preparation is still great. You still need to know all your stuff, right? But with TV, you don't necessarily know what's going to happen for the upcoming episodes. So you may know on this episode the character's going to get dumped, you're going to get a new boyfriend, whatever, right? But you don't know that in 3 episodes from now they're going to bring that man back. You know what I'm saying? I know the whole story. So I know how to play each thing according to what I know what happens later. So if we shoot the movie at day 1, we shoot in the end, I know how to play the end because I know what the movie's about and I know the whole script from the beginning. TV is not like that. You got to kind of just make choices and hope they stick in a way that makes sense later. And that's where the good writers come in too. So they're writing the episodes at a different pace too. So it's like, it all has to be synonymous. That's where the director comes in and says, they may know more than you about your character down the line, or the writers may be on set. Because for the Quad, the writers were on set with us. So they were watching us as we were going. And I think they were writing the next episodes according to some of the stuff that we were doing. So it would make sense later on. So you don't get the whole playbook for the entire season of the television show I don't know how every show is, but on most of the shows I'm on, typically you'll do a table read for the next episode, and that will be shot within 3 days of that week, and then that episode will air, and then you get the table, you know what I mean? The table read will come for the next episode. So it just depends on the production, but the difference in preparation is with film, you know what's going on, A, B, C, D, E, F, G to Z.
Okay.
You don't know. So
that's interesting. Okay. So I just wanted to make my commercial. Guys, you already know I'm every 3rd Wednesdays of the month I have been hosting monologue competition, and for 2 months I think now nobody have registered to participate. I'm gonna keep posting it, keep putting it out there in hopes that people do register so that we can have it. And the monologue competition is not really for me, it's for actors or people who are pursuing the acting jobs to come on and practice, say your monologue so that you can be in front of other judges and actors and people that are producers and directors. And remember, on my platform there's a lot of people that are watching, so you just never know. So if you guys are still interested, I have May 21st open. You can go ahead and register on my website at www.thecoreyloveshow.com. and even if we got 2 people, let's do it. Let's get you going, let people see who you are, see what you got, and just use it as practice. That's all it is. And I do want to also say tonight on Tubi, today on Tubi, the film UnRaveled drop. Now I've been announcing that it was on Amazon. I'm about to say Facebook. It was on Amazon, but it literally dropped today on Tubi. Yay! So if you didn't want to pay a $2.99, you can watch it for free. Okay, you can watch it for free on Tubi. It's on Ravel. It is a bottom of the Net Filmworks film, L. Robbins film, and it stars none other than Pamela Ricardo. So make sure you check it out. And when I tell you, Pamela, I looked at you and I was cracking up because I'm like, well, it's funny. I don't want to give away the movie. Y'all know I suck at doing reviews because I just tell the whole freaking thing. But I feel that her character was the character that a lot of women will portray in the situation that she was dealing with. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So if you have not watched it, make sure you check it out. But let me just give you a little sneak peek of what it's about.
Drew is not cheating on you.
Hold on.
To go to Alabama next week.
Why can't Mike go?
I'll be back before you know it.
It doesn't make sense.
This was a single car accident with no witnesses.
I think Drew might have been cheating on me. Drew is not cheating on you.
Did you see anything that would make you think this woman wanted to harm your husband? You haven't been following her, have you?
No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I know where she lives, and I know where she goes to the gym. But I can come back another time if you guys are busy.
No, not at all. You can come on in. Wait a minute, what's going on? Why did you offer her money?
No telling what a woman will do when she finds out someone's messing with her husband.
Don't be messing with my man, girl.
Don't mess with my man. I'll be the one to give it to you.
Listen, this is it's good. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Thank you for watching.
But you guys then. Oh yes, I'm about to watch it again tonight because I'm weird. Like I gotta watch a movie at least 2 or 3 times because I always feel like I missed something, which I typically do. So
that's
you
how,
get it,
that's
right?
how you become a pro. So that's the right way to do it. That's absolutely correct. You always miss something because you're maybe paying attention to one person. Maybe you pay attention to the other person next time.
You got it.
That's how I be watching stuff. Okay.
Now in this film, you play Brandy, right? Which is the widow wife. And I say it because in the beginning, in the trailer, it showed that you're a widow, and so you had an inclination that your husband was cheating. Now we're not going to talk about it in real life, but have you ever had an inclination of something and you were right? So guys, you got to watch the movie to see what she was feeling and to figure out what the outcome was. Was he really cheating or was he not cheating? So you have to watch it to know. And I want you guys to make sure you watch it and go under the post with Pamela on my on my page and start going in and figure, saying what you want to say and what you would do and what you wouldn't do. But as women, we have these instincts and typically we're right. So in real life, have you ever had an inclination of something and you were right? And how did you respond to it? Like, how did you, give us an example.
Girl, I have known before, just even in friendships, even that something's not right, and it took for something awesome to happen for me to get I knew he wasn't really rocking with me, you know what I'm saying? Or I had instances where I went through a really tragic time and there was friends, I had girlfriends that I grew up with that I was very much so like always feeling like they weren't really my friends. And just hold on to some people for the time, not for the relationship. And it was just time was the only reason why I was sticking around. And I was just like, this don't feel like what friendships should feel like. I feel like when I'm not around, you don't really like me. And I went through a really bad grieving process with my parents passing away. And I remember just feeling like they were happy that I was jacked up. And there was things that each of them did in their own way that showed me they're not my friends. And so,
really,
I can feel when someone just don't really like me that much. And typically now, because I've matured and I'm grown, I've got time to be trying to fight nobody. I feel like now I'm just like, got it, cool, cordial, I'm not trying to change your mind about me. I don't need to prove that you're wrong. I'm not that person. Baby, whatever you think,
it's on you. Oh my God, I like that. Look at you.
I don't care.
Your phone got all the
sprinkles all over that, okay?
Listen, I hope that when I replay this, that shows, because that right there, you see how it came right on point?
Yes,
that's
it was
crazy.
Actually, that was the angels from heaven saying yes.
Yes, girl, you got it.
Graduated. Wow, I used to stress about people not liking me and stuff, and I used to be like, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go out of my way to change your perspective because I didn't do anything to give you that perspective in the first place. So if you're sold on that being me, then you go on. That's just what it is.
That's
That
true.
comes
I
with
think
getting
we've all
older. You
been
know what
there.
I mean?
Yeah. As you grow, you realize, I'm gonna keep moving. That's on you.
I got
It's
stuff to
always
do
my
today.
thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times some people are just miserable with themselves. It literally don't really have to be you, but you're joyful and da. So they're like, oh my God, why's she happy for? Type thing. So, but that's within them. You've played a detective, you've played a mistress, you've played you played a obsessed wife, you've played a sergeant, and these are just some of the roles you've played out of all the films that you've been in. So when you chose those roles, did you audition and did you see the scripts, and what made you choose those? Or what do you look for in a script before you decide to take the role?
Yeah, for me, I think every actor probably has their own story of their journey and how sometimes things just land in your lap. Right.
Okay.
And because I built relationships in Atlanta before Atlanta became this big mecca of film and TV, I have watched a lot of people I grew up with doing little independent films in our living rooms, with one little camera and then two lights and, sound guy like right there in the shot. Like we grew together, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And now I got these friends and these people in the industry who are like my industry friends, that are now able to call on me when an opportunity comes up because they remember when I was rocking with them before. You know what I mean? And so a lot of the work that's on my resume, not all of it, but a lot of it has very much so been they'll write something and think of me and they'll be like, yo, Pamela should play this character. I got a lot of that on my resume. And then the other ones that are all auditions, there's phases in your career where you got to take things because you need to get a resume. You need to be on set. You need to learn how to be a professional. And so a lot of the stuff at the beginning of my career was very much so, I'm happy to be in the room. Thank you for the job, and then as you get into it more and you get better at your craft, things might come your way that may compromise your morale or your values. And you can say to yourself, thank you, but no, thank you. I'm not going to read for this, because you start to get a clearer vision of who you are every step you take. And you start to say, I don't really need to do that. That's not for me. And you don't always know these things at the beginning of your career. People who get they have all these rules off rip. And I'm like, you don't even know who you are yet in this game. You don't even know your strong suits yet. So don't say no to comedy. Don't say no to romance. Don't say no to doing certain stuff because you don't know if that might be the thing that you're phenomenal at. And you just got to learn you, and you got to see yourself on camera and be like, I need to work on that. You got to grow as an artist. And so now when I get opportunities and people send me scripts or things like that, I read and I say to myself, is it well written? Is there stuff that's in the script that's just unnecessary? And are they open to me being like, does she have to do stuff like that? Because as a woman, you have to always watch your back. Okay. You can't be like, because that some of these writers just want to see women doing stuff.
Yeah, definitely get it. Yeah.
Put on a nightgown, put on this, kiss this guy, do that. And I just don't think that always is necessary in every single story. I've worked with Al on not only UnRaveled, but 2 other films. And I never felt he ever did anything that compromised me as an artist. And I always felt like if I ever did feel anything, I know that this is the kind of man I can talk to and we would figure it out.
Right.
I haven't even had to do that. And I feel like I'm at that phase in my career where I'm very happy to say that there are people that I know rock with me and I love rocking with them and we just gonna keep rocking. You know what I mean? And I feel that. I very much so feel that with quite a few directors in Atlanta that I'm just like, I feel like I'm in good hands. And when things come their way, they write stuff and it's just like, they call me and it's like, hey, this character, you would kill it. Let's go. And I trust that they know me enough to know that
your
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So that's how it's been going. But there's stuff I still want to do that I haven't seen yet come my way. And I pray it does. And, I just try to just keep working on my craft. I play around with monologues in the house. I'll be in here reciting stuff. My dog be like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, baby. Mommy's
so you're a full-time actress?
I do coaching as well. I have clients that I help. I call myself Reinvent Your Life with Pam, and we do Zoom sessions, and we just work through whatever they think their blockage is or hindrance is to their next step. And I just help guide them from where they are to the next part of their journey. And I've been doing that for about 4 years now.
Nice.
So it's very fulfilling. And I do acting coaching as well. I have a couple of clients that when they have auditions, they send the scripts to me and we, lines, rehearse, and the whole shebang before they go and do their auditions. I love doing that.
Nice. So where earlier you said that when you get on set, you like to be by yourself. So that's one thing that you do. What are some other things you do to prepare? Well, I should say that's on set. So what do you do to prepare for the auditions or for major roles that you've had or have, like this particular role, or anyone? You can talk about
over and over and over again because I find them so fun. It's like reading a really great book that you get to be in, I'm like a make-believe kid. I used to like writing book reports when I was a kid. Who would have known I would end up being a girl who loves reading scripts? And
wow.
I'm reading it everywhere, girl. I'm reading it on the toilet. I'm reading it
wherever.
I'm reading it in the living room. I'm reading it in the kitchen. I'm reading it after a hard day. I'm reading it after I got done watching a comedy. I'm reading it after I've been crying because woman time. I'm reading it before I go to bed. I'm reading it when I first wake up after I pray because I want to be able to feel it in so many different ways. You ever watch a movie and when you're in a good mood and it's like okay.
Yeah.
You watch it again when you're sad and you're having a crappy day and you put it back on and you really empathize with every single piece. And then you know what I mean? Like different vibrations of you will help you understand the storylines.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to know this character so well and the other characters so well that when we get on set, it's go time. I want to know that when I see Corey, I don't like Corey in this movie. So I need to always make sure when I see Corey on the scene, my vibe is different with her than it is with the guy that I like or the girls that I do like. You get to learn if you keep playing with it. Because I don't want to be on set still trying to remember no doggone lines. Like that's not
right.
That would take away from your performance, So repetition. And that's pretty much how I prepare. I want to know how she dresses. I like to figure out my hairstyles for that character because different characters bring out a different part of me. And sometimes I'm curly, sometimes I'm straight, sometimes I'm black hair, sometimes I'm brown hair. I just feel certain stuff. The more I play around, the more I know how she dresses, the more I know how she sits. I don't know. It just starts to come to you. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So read it whenever you have. Stay off of social a little bit. If you got a role, read your script. I like that. And you read the entire thing. So you kind of know, what's John doing before, it comes to Brandy's part or whatever the case may be. That makes a lot of sense. You make sure that's amazing. Like you study your character. You learn I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's why you coach, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Malcolm. Thanks for tuning in. He says, hey, Pam, who are the actors and actresses that inspired you to get into acting? And who's your dream actors and actresses you would like to work with?
Oh, man.
I like that question.
Such a good question. When I was a little girl, the first time I saw a Jasmine guy play Whitley Gilbert, I was done. Because she reminded me of my mom. She reminded me of my mom, looks-wise, persona. Because my mama was that do, but she will check you too. And so Whitley Gilbert was all of that. My mom had the furs, all the things. So Whitley was the closest thing I had to seeing like a mommy figure of. But she was so cute to watch, and how animated she was. Because I don't like feeling like I got to be in a box. I never have been the girl that's in a box. People would put me in a box when I was doing fitness for my career while I was doing acting as well. And they would be like, oh, she's doing fitness now. I'm like, no, baby, I'm doing fitness and I'm an actress. Like I can be many things. And I feel that way with acting. Don't put me in the comedy box. Don't put me in the horror genre only. Don't put me only in the romance box. Whitley Gilbert, I feel like was the epitome of goofball version of me that can play all this different quirky, funny. I love that.
Yeah.
So when I saw her, that made me want to be an actress 100%. And I had the pleasure of working with her on a TV show, and she did not disappoint me. You know how they say, don't meet your idol?
Oh man, that's good.
She was phenomenally kind to me and just talked to me about all types of things. She was so nice to me. But the people,
How awesome
I mean,
is
that doesn't really, I can't really top that because that was, and I got
I'm
that
just
early
about
in
to
my
say,
career.
that's it.
I already met my girl. I think I have a lot of love
man.
for a lot of 90s actresses like Kirstie Alley. You know, I watched 90210 a lot. I loved you know, Saved by the Bell.
Telling your age, girl.
Girl, you know I'm a little grown. And I just watched like Robin Givens, you know, I just of course. I just love the 90s women because that's when you had to be dope. You had to be real dope to be a leading lady. You couldn't just slide by when you got some followers. No,
exactly.
You had to be dope.
Say that one more time. What happened? What you say?
You can't just be a girl with 9 million followers. You had to be dope. Okay, I need to be able to recite your lines. You so dope. We can recite lines from movies in the 90s and the early 2000s, and even the 80s, 70s. But my generation was 90s, early 2000s, and I remember thinking to myself, "Wow, art was phenomenal then." You watch from back then, and you say to yourself now, "Why don't we have more stuff like that?" Because Boomerang,
a lot of times,
Waiting to Exhale.
A lot of times.
Come on.
Yep. I'm waiting for somebody to do a 2020 something version of Waiting to Exhale. Like I would absolutely freaking love it. I mean,
so love that.
You know what? I'm gonna create something just to see, like maybe people will say who would play who. I'm gonna do that because that would be so
super cute,
freaking dope. Like that would be amazing.
Yeah,
there's a lot of films I would love to see remade. But I like that you said that you had to network, like for real network. You had to get up, you had to go to these events, you had to go places. Now everybody just sit on social and it's easier, and it's so tough because you feel that you have to be online. You know what I mean? And it's draining. Jesus Christ.
It's exhausting. You just want to do your art. I just want to come to set and do my job, you know, but it's not enough anymore. And you kind of have to adapt to that while simultaneously trusting God. Because like I'm not gonna do things that make me feel forceful. If I come out because I really want to come out and show support to something, or it's my thing or whatever. But I'm still not the kind of person, and maybe this will change, who knows. But at this moment, I'm not the person that's like, there's a premiere, gotta be there. There's a this, gotta be. That's not me right now. But I am. So I'll watch your stuff at my home, at my leisure, you know, and show you support and not. But like coming out just to meet people and schmooze, I don't know. I do see the benefit of it. I just don't know if that's the season that I'm in today.
For you. Yeah. You know? I get it. Totally get it. Yeah. That's super dope that the question he asked, you were able to answer it in one. Like Jasmine Guy was your girl and you met her. Not only met her, you worked with her. Like not a lot of people can say that. So that's really dope. That's like I have a list of my dream interviews and it's coming. I just gotta keep saying it's coming.
I remember I posted a picture of her on my Instagram before I even met her, and the caption was, "Can't wait to work with you one day." Fast forward 2 years, I'm on set with her, taking selfies, freaking. I was in my career early on. I feel like I was like a master manifester. Everybody I liked, I was on set with. I was on set with Mr. Big from Sex and the City. I was like, I can't even believe this. Like, I watch Sex and the City every day. You know what I mean? Like that was my other show, and I'm just like, what? And Aiden from Sex and the City on two
wow!
In the same year. I was like, what? All I need to do is meet Carrie Bradshaw and I'm done. You know,
you're good.
That's
you're good to go.
it was that kind of
hey, you just put it out.
I was delusional enough to believe I could do all the things I want to do, and it was happening. And I was like, man, delusion is kind of cool. You don't be knowing how powerful you
are. They were manifestations and you brought them to life. So that's huge. Oh my God. That's so cool. I need to just keep saying that. Hey, I know that I'm gonna start manifesting some things for real.
Put it out there. I'm telling you, the minute you kind of put it out there, it almost feels scary because people say, don't tell people your dreams. Yeah.
I know. But at
the same time, you don't have to worry about that if you're mentally strong enough to know that you can't take nothing from me that God already has in place. So I can speak on whatever I want. It's just a matter you can't. What kind of witchery craft are you gonna do to make God not let me have what already is mine?
I'm trying to tell you.
No, I'm gonna speak on it when I feel like it's the place to speak on it, and I'm not gonna waver from it. So whatever you thinking, Corey, you gonna get it, girl.
Thank you. Listen, guys, if you're just tuning in tonight, I'm having an amazing conversation with Pamela Ricardo. She is out of Atlanta, but she is willing to travel and available for booking. So make sure that you follow her if you're not already following her on social. She's Pamela the Beauty on Instagram and Pamela Ricardo on Facebook. So if you're not following her on either platform, go ahead and just follow her on both, because you don't want to mix. She might put something on one and not the other. So make sure you follow her on both platforms. And I just wanted you guys to know, if you've been following me for a while, you know I've done my award show virtually for the past 2 years. This year, I am going to do it in person. I'm not going to let you guys know what city yet. I'm working on that, but it's going to be in person in somebody's city, in somebody's states, okay? And I want you to save the date because it's going to happen on December 6th, 2025. But you got to follow the People's Love Choice Awards page. It's no longer on the Corey Love Show page because last year it took over. And anybody was seeing no type of interview. So I have to separate it. So go follow the People's Love Choice Awards. Tell somebody to follow it so that you guys can see when I put out the nominations. You can see when voting starts, and you can see when I'm looking for sponsors. If you know any sponsors that would love to sponsor the show, I'm trying to find them early, baby. This in December, but I need to find them now. So we don't have no balances the night of the show and get kicked out. I'm just so, but I'm manifesting that everything is gonna be paid for in full. We're gonna have a phenomenal time, and it's going to be one for the books and one for you to talk about for years to come. So make sure that you stay tuned. And before we get into the game, y'all already know we're gonna have a game. It's gonna be fun. I am going to ask my final question to Pamela. I know you said you met your dream girl, you've been on a show with her, but what's one role you dream of playing that you know for a fact is going to push you out your comfort zone?
Oof. One role that will push me out of my comfort zone? That's tough, because I don't really think I don't think anything's gonna push me out of my comfort zone.
Oh wow!
I'm so comfortable playing everything.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe if I played a murderer, possibly, but I feel like UnRaveled.
You kind of already played that.
In that situation a little bit. I mean, I do have a desire to play on a TV sitcom that's a comedy. That is something that's very dear to my heart ever since I got into acting. I want to be on a different world kind of show that goes on for decades. A Living Single, one of those.
A Martin.
I have a desire for that, but I don't think, unfortunately, anything will take me out of my comfort zone. I'm trained up. I feel like you throw it at me, I'm gonna do it. So it would take something. I can't even think of what it is, Corey. And that's a great question. I don't even know what would take me out of probably doing something abusive to a child of some sort or an animal. Because that's something that I wouldn't do. It would have to be something despicable, sick, that would be very challenging to tap into that level of dark. But I know that those are the kind of roles that sometimes actors take too far. So, that's probably not really on my bucket list, but if it came my way, I guess we figured it out because it would.
You're gonna that way. Oh wow! Okay, y'all heard that? So she ready and open and available. If you haven't seen her in UnRaveled, it's on Tubi. It was on Amazon for a while, but now it's on Tubi for free. You got no excuse. Make sure you tune in, check it out, and go to bottom of the film networks. Net Filmworks page, BOTN Films, or make sure you go to Pamela's page on Facebook, Pamela Ricardo, or Pamela the Beauty on Instagram, and let her know how you feel about her role, how she acted, how she did what she did in the movie in general. And let's talk about it. Come back and talk about it. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump right on into the game.
Okay.
So everybody know I do this or that. I've been doing some trivia, but we're gonna do this or that. I'm gonna get back to trivia. Trivia is hard. It'd be a lot of work, but we're gonna do this because I think this is funny because we get to learn, about the actor or the actress, like the queen. All right, so we're gonna get started. You ready?
Okay, I think so.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay.
All right. So if you had the option for your next role, which would you like? Crime boss or undercover cop?
Undercover cop.
Which are you eating? Butter popcorn or plain?
Oh, butter. Who eats plain?
I do sometimes. A lot of times.
No, ma'am.
What's your best time to shoot? Early morning or night?
Man, don't bother me at night now. I got to be in the bed. I need my sleep. Once I get thrown off one time, baby, the whole week thrown off.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Early morning.
Y'all hear that? So make sure. Which would you prefer to use? A home gym or a public gym?
Oh my gosh. Back in the day, I would have said public, but this day and age, it's like a fashion show or something. And I just want to be homeless looking when I'm working out and wear whatever I want and put my bonnet on and keep my hair okay. So we're going to do that home gym.
We're going to go home.
Yep. Me and my dog.
I like that. All right. What your go-to get it together type of music? Is it R&B or rap?
Oh, that's a good one. I've outgrown a lot of the rap from I don't know. I just don't want to hear the lyrics anymore because I feel like music has spell work in it. I know that sounds crazy here, but
no. I get it.
You're like, I don't believe this. Why am I saying these words?
Like, what the hell did I just say?
Yeah, I'm being more cognizant of the stuff I'm reciting. So I'm on that R&B, but even some of the R&B songs, I'm washing my mouth a little bit. So
yeah. Which dance do you find easier? There's a trend now with all these dances and stepping. You gonna go with boots on the ground or Cuban shuffle?
I can't do near one. I can do the electric slide. So I would say for me, I like watching people do the boots on the ground. That's cute. The little fans and whatnot. I think that's cute.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna make sure you learn them. You gotta next time you gotta do a video where you're practicing and you're gonna learn it. We're gonna work on that. I had my sister doing it this past weekend in Georgia. So we're gonna do it.
I don't think I got the rhythm.
Which would you prefer as a cheat food? Lemon pepper wings or pizza?
I'll eat a whole pizza on the couch, out the box. Crust first. I like the crust. I just like thick crust. I don't even. My friends like just get some breadsticks, bro. And I'm like, I don't know.
For real,
want the pizza.
Hey, that's how you know you big back. I get breadsticks.
Big back. Okay?
And the pizza, and don't care.
With my dog, I share a little bit with her. She gets pepperoni.
What would be your go-to snack and which platform? Tubi and Twix or BET and Butterfinger?
I'm gonna do the Tubi and Twix because UnRaveled on Tubi and whatnot.
Our
Twix is in Tubi.
Hello, of course. You already know.
Exactly.
What are you watching on a date night? A romantic comedy or a thriller?
Thriller. I don't want to watch a romantic comedy with somebody, especially when we're just starting to date. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. She said I don't know how to do either one. The Cuban shuffle or boots on the ground. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make all y'all do a video. You gotta do it. What do you prefer when you're casted, I should say, improv or strictly script?
I love reading scripts, but I've just recently joined the cast of the Country Wayne skits, and it's improv, and I find that I really enjoy that too. So, and I didn't. I was afraid of it at first. But I like it because it gives you a freedom to create. But because I'm such a freaking avid reader, I have so many books in this house. I love reading. I'm probably gonna say script because I love reading. I love it.
Okay. And the final one, I think this is the last one. Which would you prefer to go to? And I think you might have answered this earlier. Film festivals or red carpet premiere?
Baby, I'm about to be at the red carpet premieres.
Oh,
100%. I like a film festival if I got a project in it, just to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
But the red carpets, I can put on my little outfit.
Your pretty dress and everything. Yes. Okay.
Red carpet. Yes.
Yes. Oh man, this was fun.
That was cute. I like that.
Guys, if you're not already following, make sure you I'm not make sure you follow Pam at Pamela the Beauty on Instagram and Pamela Ricardo on Facebook if you're not already following. And do me a favor, guys, again, tonight, take some time. Malcolm says red carpet premiere, definitely. Y'all like the dress. Oh, I hate dressing up, but I can do it now, but I don't like dressing up. But make sure you check her out tonight on Tubi, UnRaveled. And guys, if you're tuning in, send some videos, some training videos of boots on the ground. We are going to get Pamela to do it by Juneteenth. You're gonna have to learn it by Juneteenth. That's
this brain only memorizes scripts. It don't really memorize.
Well, we're gonna put the steps in a script. Okay, so you're gonna read it. You're gonna go right, left, right, left, right, left.
My eyes, I gotta have the person facing their back to me so I can watch the actual feet. Because they face I'm confused.
I'm gonna send you the training video that I use. It's gonna work. Okay. Trust me. You gonna get it. I'm gonna send it to you and to Kiki. Y'all gotta do it. You gotta do it. To. If y'all accomplish it, I'm gonna make sure you get the fan because you know that's another step.
That's cute. I got the little fan leg thingy. I can do that.
That's the easiest part of it.
And then I go out. That's it. I'm from Atlanta. We got that little leg shaking booty.
You got the leg.
Atlanta girls know how to do that part.
We ain't twerking. We fan it.
Right.
Listen. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'm your girl, Corey Love. If you're not already following me, follow the Corey Love Show on all platforms. Follow Corey Love TV on YouTube. And if you're catching the replay again, check out Pamela on all platforms, Pamela Ricardo. I think if you type that in, it still will come up on Facebook, on Instagram as well. But if not, it's Pamela the Beauty. And beauty is spelled the right way. So make sure you check her out on those. And again, save the date, lock in the date for the award show December 6th. I'm going to let you know the location, but it's going to be probably a central location where everybody can come to, whether you could drive from the south or the north. We're going to make it happen. I'm excited about that. And just if you're not already following me again, follow me. Those of you that are tuning in, y'all already know I always say my motto: if there were no you, there would be no Corey Love Show. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Guidance, blessings, and love, everyone. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're always excited to partner with amazing sponsors to help keep the show running smoothly and to promote incredible businesses. If you're interested in sponsoring an episode and gaining great exposure, we'd love to have you on board. Simply visit our website at www.thecoreyloveshow.com to learn more and get started. Let's make something special together.